Good day, people. You're welcome to Football 360. I'm happy to meet you once more for about a week now. This is the first time we are meeting in person, and so I'm happy to have finally met you again. I'll implore you, just like I always do, to share this video among your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the Football 360 channel. We thank you for all the subscription and the viewership. I'll implore you to keep on subscribing, liking, and making sure that your comments are known in the comment section. So today, we are going to, preview or take you into the last day of the English Premier League. You know that the penultimate games have been played, and all clubs, with the exception of Manchester City and Liverpool, and the other clubs, Crystal Palace, who featured in the FA Cup finals, all clubs are left with a game. And so we are going to run you through. We know that the relegation battle has been confirmed. We know that Leicester City, Southampton, and Ipswich Town have been relegated. What we are yet to know are the teams that will be making it to the Champions League. There's a top five teams, and the first five teams are making it to the Champions League. But we have six teams fighting for four slots. Two slots have already been confirmed. We know that Liverpool, champions, have already qualified for next season's Champions League. Arsenal, having beaten Newcastle United at Emirates Sports Stadium yesterday, also booked their place in the next season's Champions League. What you are here to know is that third place Newcastle United, fourth place Chelsea, fifth place Aston Villa, sixth place Manchester City, and seventh place Nottingham Forest, only separated with 1 point. I mean, from third to seventh are only separated with 1 point, and four of these six clubs must make it to the UEFA Champions League. Is it going to be Chelsea, Newcastle, Manchester City, Aston Villa, or Nottingham Forest? Now, the last games. Even before you go into the last games, we know that on Friday, Aston Villa beat Tottenham Hotspur by 2 goals to nothing. Aston Villa, who are also in contention for the UEFA Champions League, beat Ange Postecoglou's struggling Spurs to advance to fourth place. Even before Chelsea will also make it and beat past Manchester United to also leapfrog Aston Villa. So before that game, Chelsea were lying fifth after Aston Villa's victory, but after beating Manchester United by a long goal to nothing, Chelsea also leapfrogged Aston Villa, went fourth, and swapped positions with Aston Villa. Manchester United, having played 37 games this season, have 39 points. Manchester United would have been relegated in 2011. They would have been relegated in 2012. They would have been relegated in 2013 because history says that Premier League, you need 40 points to escape relegation. This season, having played 37 matches, the Red Devils are yet to cross the 40-point mark. But they can count their stars and thank their goals. That three relegated clubs have already booked their position in next season championship, and they are so lucky to not have been a part of it. Now to the last games. Chelsea will travel to the City grounds to face Nottingham Forest. Chelsea has 66 points. Nottingham Forest has 65 points. That game is going to be a classic. I don't know how Chelsea are going to side themselves for that game. But to travel to the City grounds to meet Jerome Murillo and Milinkovic without a standing striker is going to be a tall ladder for Chelsea to climb. We know that due to Nicholas Jackson's dissent, he was shown a straight red card at the St. James's Park against Newcastle United. He was asked to take an early shower in that game. He missed Chelsea's last game against Manchester United, and he'll be missing their last game against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea are going to miss the services of their star striker because you will need a tall, lanky, imposing centre forward to be able to pick a point from the City grounds. It's a game that Chelsea need to win to book their place in next season Champions League. And Enzo Maresca must dig deep into his tactical pocket to find that victory for Chelsea. Another game, Aston Villa, who also have 66 points and live fifth, will also travel to meet Manchester United. I don't know whether to call it a cracker based on Manchester United's own performance this year. They have 39 points from 37 games. So what even shows that they are going to give Aston Villa a keen competition. I don't know what happened, but then Ruben Amorim chose to field his strong side against Chelsea last Friday. I don't know whether he's going to field another strong side because we know that on Wednesday, Manchester United will be playing against Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa Cup final. Are they going to be tired? or would they be motivated for that game against Aston Villa? We live to see. Manchester City were beaten in the FA Cup finals by Crystal Palace. We will discuss that game. But Manchester City also have two matches. On Wednesday, City will play against Bournemouth at home. Then on the last day, Manchester City will come to London at the Craven Cottage to meet Fulham. It's going to be difficult for Manchester City. I mean, if you're to look at the top seven clubs who are aiming for a place in the season Champions League, had it not been Chelsea playing against Nottingham Forest, I think it was Manchester City who were going to suffer because that game against Bournemouth did look shaky, and the game against Fulham, I don't think City will pick all 6 points from both games. Pep Guardiola have gone the first time trophyless season, and he looks set to miss out on Champions League if he doesn't pick 6 points from games against Bournemouth and at Kieran Cottage against Fulham. Arsenal have already booked their place, having beaten Newcastle United. Newcastle, I think their job is almost done because the last day they will sit at home at St James's Park and welcome Everton. If it had been an away game to the Goodison Park, you would have thought that Everton is going to give them a key competition. But at St James's Park, Newcastle United wouldn't have much to do but to beat Everton and advance to the Champions League. What we are proving is that Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle United, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Manchester City are going to be the five clubs that will advance to next season Champions League. Now, the FA Cup final. 12th April, that was just last month, Crystal Palace scored twice in 20 minutes, but they allowed Manchester City to come back from 2 goals down to beat them by 5 goals to 2. In that game, Oliver Glasner said he found out the mistakes that his players made, and that if Pep Guardiola was to field the same players that he fielded last month, that means if he's going to repeat that same starting 11 in the same system, he has answers for him. True to his words, and truly, Oliver Glasner met Pep Guardiola in the FA Cup final at the Wembley Sports Stadium, and kind courtesy Eberichi is a 16th minute strike. Crystal Palace were crowned champions in the FA Cup final. I don't know whether to call it the year of broken yoke. If this was a prophetic service, that would have been a perfect title, broken yoke, or break every curses. Because after 51 years, we've seen Bologna win their first trophy. After 92 years, Go Ahead Green Eagles won their first trophy. For the first time, Hurricane has won a major trophy. And now Crystal Palace are also walking up away with a trophy. Does that mean Tottenham Hotspur are going to beat Manchester United in the Europa Cup? We live to see. But then, in the year of broken yoke, in the year that curses are being broken, Crystal Palace and Oliver Glasner beat Pep Guardiola's Manchester City in the FA Cup final. And now they have a ticket to Europe, and they are going to play next season's Europa League for England. Now, a little bit on transfers. We know that Real Madrid have already confirmed transfers for Dean Hodgson from Bournemouth and Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's 2 transfers so far. Liverpool signed Jeremy Frimpong, and they look set to sign Milos Kerkez, meaning that they are going to replace their first starting right back and left back. We know Trent Alexander-Arnold has joined Real Madrid, but Robertson, who was sidelined for most part of last season, will also be replaced with the signing of Milos Kerkez. Manchester United, who have been chasing Matheus Cunha for the past 5 months, are still in the league and are trying to close on that league. And we hope that they will close it and then get a full set squad for Ruben Amorim next season. Yeah, now to some bit on local football. So the Ghana Premier League, we are in week 31. It means we are just 3 matches away from ending the season. And this is how the table looks like. BBN Gold Stars lies first, 56 points. Nations FC, 54 points with 30 matches. Nations will be playing later today. Heart of Lions third, 54 points. Asante Kotoko fourth, 54 points. I'll limit it to the first top clubs, the first top 4 clubs. We've been made to know that there will be a Galca top 4 this season. It wouldn't be a top 6 or top 8. And so I will limit my discussions also to the top 4 clubs. But then for the House of Folk fans, your team is fit with 49 points. 5 points adrift of 4th place as Asante Kotoko. Now, Gold Stars lies first. Gold Stars didn't kick a ball over the weekend, but then they were awarded 3 points, 3 goals. We all know the situation of Inswaterman. We know that after that game that claimed the life of Kumasi Asante Kotoko's fan, and Apole, Inswaterman decided to suspend themselves or let's say walk away from the Ghana Premier League. And so from week 21 till now, all teams that had matches with Inswaterman had been awarded 3 points, 3 goals. Some fans of Asante Kotoko, and including some of their management members, claims it's not a fair arbitration because why would you award teams that have matches with Inswaterman 3 points, but not teams that had already played with Inswaterman same points? But then it's a case that will be uh, left to the disciplinary committee and the adjudication committee of the Ghana Premier League to adjudge. So Gold Stars has 56 points. First, Nations FC, who will be playing Lagos City at 3 p.m. today in Accra, lies second, 54 points. Third place is Heart of Lions. Heart of Lions traveled to Bashake over the weekend and they left with the points. Goalless draw. Prince Chunabua missed the penalty. And so Coach Bashir Hayford's side walk away from the Western North region with a point. Kumasi Asante Kotoko met Dreams FC. We know that interim coach of Kotoko, Karim Zito, who has been the coach for Dreams FC at least for the past 5 years, met his former size. And Kotoko didn't score one, didn't score two, didn't score three, but they tamped Dreams FC by 4 goals to 1. Kind courtesy Kwame Poku's brace, Albert Adomas a goal, and the first goal for the Nigerian guy who named himself a combo of Neymar and Vinicius Jr., Fernando Bassi, who has been famously termed as Wagabuache by the Kotoko fans, found his first goal of the season. So Kumasi Asante Kotoko tamped Dreams FC by 4 goals to 1 at Babayara Sports Stadium. Next week, Kotoko will be meeting first place Bibiani Gold Stars at the Bibiani Dance Park. And so first place Gold Stars will be meeting fourth place Kotoko. If Kotoko wants the league so much, then they would have to go to Bibiani and beat Bibiani Gold Stars. But I don't think a fourth place side will need the league so much more than the first place side. And so Bibiani Gold Stars will be playing at home too, will also be looking at their chances and exploring ways that they will have around Kumasi Asante Kotoko. At least since the takeover by interim coach Abdul Karim Zito at Kotoko, he's yet to lose a game. He beat Adriana Stars. He beat Bekum Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. He drew against us Folk at Accra in the league. And just yesterday, he beat Dreams FC. So 4 matches, he's won 3. He's drawn once. He's taking Kotoko to the finals. And I'm not surprised that the discussions with Coach Maxwell Konadu for the takeover of the substantive coaching role at Kotoko has been stalled. Because if you have an interim coach like Abdul Karim Zito, who is experienced gaffer, who knows the GPL terrain, who has managed teams and managed players at the under 23, under 17, under 20 levels, won AFCON for the under 20 at your bench, and then you still be looking at other coaches. It wasn't a respectful look. So I'm glad that Kumasi Asante Kotoko management and their technical director, Coach Kwesi Appiah, have resorted to keeping at least Abdul Karim Zito as another, or giving him another year to manage the side. So talks with Coach Maxwell Konadu have stalled, and Abdul Karim Zito will likely continue as Asante Kotoko coach for next season. Heart of Lions next week, unfortunately for them, will have to travel to Young Apostles. I did a preview of the top 4 clubs with my friend Augustine, and I said that the disadvantage of Heart of Lions is that unlike the other 3 clubs that they are competing with for the trophy, of which both clubs have 2 home matches and 2 away matches, Heart of Lions unfortunately have 3 away matches and just 1 home match. So having gone away to Bashake, and that all clubs who went away welcoming opponents to their homes, Heart of Lions will also travel away again to Young Apostles, and that will definitely take them from the equation of the Ghana Premier League. Later today, Nations FC will travel to Accra Sports Stadium to meet Lagos Cities, and I'm sure that Nations FC, who needs the league so much and who are craving for the African Champions League to go represent Ghana, who are doing all that they can to tie Maxman, Razak Simpson, to tie all their key players, will do all they can to go beat Lagos Cities and win the Ghana Premier League for the first time since the takeover by Dr. Kwame Chain and his son. Transfers. Kumasi Asante Kotoko at least now have one foot in Africa. We know that they are in the finals of the MTN FA Cup. If they win, they will be playing the African Confederations Cup. If they lose, it will be up to Golden Cakes. But looking at the financial muscles and the financial structure of Golden Cakes, some Kotoko fans think that even if they are beaten in the finals of the MTN FA Cup, Golden Cake will present them their slot that Kotoko take us to Africa. And so Kumasi and Sado Kotoko have started lining up some transfers. We know that already they are trying to renegotiate contracts with their goalkeeper number one, Frederick Asari. We know that Joseph Ablo, who was sidelined and was welcomed back into the starting 11 in their game against Dreams FC, will also be on the negotiation table. Samba O'Neill have been made it known to all Kotoko fans that he likes to play for Kotoko and doesn't want to go anywhere. And so Samba O'Neill is also on the negotiation table. What we don't know is whether or not Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be able to keep Kwame Poku. Algerian clubs and South African clubs are linking around the striker, talking to his agent every now and then. So Kotoko, now that they are keeping an eye on their back line, renegotiating contracts with keepers and defenders, must do the same with their strikers. Understand that coach Zito has recommended his former striker at Beams FC, Joseph Esso, to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. His experience on the local scene, his experience on the African scene, and that with the experiences gained on the African Champions League soil with Algerian clubs, Joseph Epso, coach Kamzi think will add a booster to Kumasi Asante Kotoko's attack. Already they have Kwame Minta, they have Samson Iduku, they have Albert Samoa, and they have Kwame Poku. It means Kotoko have 4 strikers in their camp already, but it's only 2 that they can count on. It's only 2 that have given them the goals. That's Kwame Poku and Albert Samoa. So welcoming Joseph Esso, an experienced guy, experienced striker to their belt, wouldn't be a disadvantage. This has been our preview for the top 4 races of the GPL and a little bit of transfers around coaches and players of the Ghana Premier League. See you. First, this is where we draw the curtains for today's discussion and today's dialogue on Football 360. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I also enjoyed. And then don't forget to like the video, to share it among your friends at workplaces, wherever you find yourself. Let us know your critique, your corrections, your suggestions, everything, your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to hit the bell button, okay? Subscribe to the Football 360 channel. Share our links among friends to also subscribe so that they don't miss the best analysis, previews, discussions, and dialogues that we have about football here on Football 360. Both international and local football news. This is your best channel on YouTube for it. Thank you for being my audience, and I hope to see you in the soonest of time. It's been Football 360. See you again.